everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Liz Loves Books. So today I'm going to be doing a couple little shorter videos just talking about some new releases that are coming out in this month in June. I'm a little late on these ones because I came up with the idea after June started, but I'm hoping to be able to make it a continuous series on my channel and be able to do different shorter videos about different releases for different genres. So today I'm just going to start with June releases in 2025 for romance releases, and kind of how I've looked through this was just searching a bunch of different other sites and kind of coming up with ones that I know that are popular, but also ones that just have like really interesting covers that I haven't seen or heard much about yet. And I kind of have about like 10 to 12 for each of the genres. So let's just get started with the romance releases. So I started off with the 3rd of June, even though that has already passed because new releases come out every Tuesday. So I just have one for June 3rd for this month, and that was called Till Summer Do Us Part by Megan Quinn. I've never read a Megan Quinn, but I know that she's a really popular author, and I'm also going to be kind of reading synopses from my computer screen here, so if I'm looking away, that's why. So we have Till Summer Do Us Part by Megan Quinn, released on June 3rd of 2025, 432 pages. The paperback looks like there's a special edition of it that looks really, really fun, and I will insert that up here on the screen. But it currently sits at a 4.37 rating with 6,285 ratings, so that's pretty good for, you know, just being released. So the synopsis says, I got what I wanted. I became buddy-buddy with my boss in an instant, but the cost will be hefty. Finding a husband by tomorrow. Scotty Price just started a new job, and it's a real sausage fest. Alrighty. She's the only woman on a team filled with Brads and Chads. Expecting a bachelor pad atmosphere, she's quickly corrected when she finds out everyone is happily married. So this definitely looks like it'll be a marriage of convenience trope. In an effort to impress her boss, Scotty mentions her non-existent husband in a company meeting, but eagle-eyed Chad points out her lack of wedding ring. Panicked, Scotty creates a story about her unhappy marriage. Unfortunately for Scotty, her boss has a solution. A one-on-one session with the best marriage counselor in the Northeast, who happens to be her boss's husband. So this one sounds like it's going to be quite something. Now moving on to June 10th, which is actually releasing today, the day that I'm filming this. Hopefully I can get it up today for you. But one really big popular one that's come out is Caught Up by Nevessa Allen. It's book 2 in the Into Darkness series. And this is a very like dark romance, I believe kind of like serial killer-esque dark romance. The first book is called Lights Out. And it has a 4.19 rating with 532 ratings currently. And it says, I wanted this woman and I was a man who always got what he wanted. Nico Jr. Chaucy knows Lauren Marchetti is off limits. She is sweetness and laughter, whereas Junior exists in a world of violence and depravity. Men like him don't get to have women like her. It's why he pushed her away back in high school and has kept his distance ever since. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be kind of like Second Chance in a way. But when Junior looks Lauren up online, he discovers the shy, bookish girl he remembers is gone. In her place is a strikingly beautiful woman whose social media is filled with scantily clad pictures of herself and a connection to a nearby play club. Junior's innocent curiosity quickly turns into a dark obsession. But watching Lauren from a distance isn't enough. He needs to make her his. He's ruthless, a walking red flag. Good thing red is my favorite color. So if you're interested in dark romances, that one is out today. Next on the 10th, we have Plus Size Player by Daniel Allen. It is book 2 in the Curve series. Currently has a 4.55 with 334 ratings, so not too many ratings, but I've heard of this author. And I know that the first book in this series is called Curvy Girl Summer. So it says, Nina Ford doesn't like to put all her eggs in one basket. She works multiple jobs, she enjoys multiple hobbies, she dates multiple men. In her 30 years of life, Nina has never come across a man who has all the things she's looking for. She's always been content rotating a few men in and out of her life to get her needs met, but when an opportunity presents itself, Nina finds herself in a bit of a predicament. Because of everything she's ever wanted in a partner collides with everything she's ever wanted in a career, her eggs are bound to get cracked. Next, on June 10th, we have Never Been Shipped by Alicia Thompson. I really love the cover on this one. I think it's really clever. A lot of Alicia Thompson's books have really fun covers. This currently has a 4.00 average rating with 384 ratings. Says, a band reunion may be enough to change two musicians' tune on love in this electric romance. Micah's relationship to music is complicated. As teenagers, her band took off after being featured on a popular TV show, but the group barely released their sophomore album before breaking up. Now, over a decade later, the band is reuniting for one more performance on a themed cruise, and Micah is determined to learn from her past mistakes, not losing herself in the music and no losing her heart along the way. John misses playing in a band, and mostly he misses Micah, who'd been his best friend until the music stopped. Back then, he didn't take the lead, either in his guitar parts or while he sat back and watched her date another bandmate. John's never been one to ride the boat, but he's faced with another chance now that this cruise has brought music and Micah back in his life. So we've got another second chance romance. So lots of second chance romances being released. So if you're a big fan of that, we got a lot in June. Then next, also on June 10th, it's a big release day, is Winging It With You by Chip Pons. This is a male-male romance. Currently has a 4.31 rating on Goodreads with 363 ratings. And it says, catching flights and feelings has never been more complicated. Asher Bennett thought his relationship was just fine until he's unceremoniously dumped at the Boston airport ahead of the worldwide travel competition reality show, The Epic Trek, which I feel like it's kind of like a play on The Amazing Race, so that's kind of fun. Armed with only a ticket and righteous indignation, Asher finds the closest solace he can, a mimosa and mozzarella sticks combo at an airport TGI Fridays. Asher is determined to find a new partner, and luckily right in front of him is a smooth-talking airline pilot ready for takeoff. Theo Fernandez has been grounded. He's the only pilot that has never taken a vacation, and the edict has been passed. Prove you're prioritizing a work-life balance or say goodbye to your wings. As he struggles to bask in his new downtime without reconnecting with his family, he stumbles upon the perfect opportunity. The handsome guy who stole his mozzarella sticks at his favorite terminal eatery has a sudden opening for a partner on a nationally televised reality show. So this one's definitely like kind of relationship convenience trope. A lot of reality TV involved, honestly, which sounds really, really fun. Then we have, moving on to June 17th, I just have two releases for this one. We've got Gloves Off by Stephanie Archer. It's book 4 in the Vancouver Storm series, and this is like a hockey romance series, so if you're into that. Currently has a 4.60 rating with 847 ratings, so that's like really, really good. And it says, the only way to get my inheritance? Marry Alexei Volkov, the grumpiest enforcer in the NHL, a brutally handsome jerk, and the last man I'd ever fall for. In public, we act as besotted newlyweds, but in private, we're at each other's throats. He's competitive, arrogant, and surly. The guy's never cracked a smile in his life. He's jealous of my ex, he glares at my high heels, and insists he's not attracted to me. He's only marrying me for citizenship. So again, another marriage of convenience. So, I've heard good things about this series. The first book in the series, which I feel like a lot of people have probably heard of, is called Behind the Net. And then there's the Fake Out and the Wingman, and then now Gloves Off. And it looks like there's one more after Gloves Off, which is going to come out in the future, called The Wild Card. And finally, we have a really big release that's coming out on the 17th, Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston. Currently has a 4.28 rating with 614 ratings. I recently read The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston and gave it 5 stars, and I really, really enjoyed it. So I'm excited to read more of Ashley Poston's work as well. And I'm a big music person, so this one is like right up my alley. It says, a hit-making songwriter and a bitter musician shares a startling and inexplicable connection. that they'll do anything to shake in the next sparkling magical book from Ashley Poston. Joni Lark is living the dream. She's one of the most coveted songwriters in LA, and she can't seem to write. There's an emptiness inside her, and nothing seems to fill it. When she returns to her hometown of Vienna Shores, North Carolina, she hopes that the sand, the surf, and the concerts at the Revelry, her family's music venue, will spark her inspiration. But when she gets there, nothing is how she left it. Her best friend is avoiding her, her mother's memories are fading fast, and the Revelry is closing. How can she think about writing her next song when everything is changing without her? And so Ashley Poston is also known for having a lot of magical realism elements in all of her books, so I'm kind of interested to see like what that would be with the love interest for this one. So on the 24th of June, I have 2 more releases. The first one is called When Javi Dumped Mari by Mia Sosa, and this currently has a 3.94 with 141 ratings. And it says, on the eve of their college graduation, best friends Javier Baez and Marisol Campos swore never to date someone the other doesn't approve of. Now, 10 years later, Javi has a problem. Mari, the woman he secretly pined for since sophomore year, is planning to marry, and Javi didn't even get the chance to vet the Pedro Pascal knockoff. That's hilarious. Mari, a successful entertainment lawyer in Los Angeles, is no longer seeking Javi's dating advice or waiting for him to declare his love for her. Instead, she's made a different pact with herself, and to succeed, she'll need to build a future with someone else. So a little bit of like a friends to lovers vibe here for this one. And then finally, we have Finders Keepers by Sarah Adler. Currently has a 3.94 rating with 215 ratings. It says, 2 estranged best friends find that a long-abandoned treasure hunt might be the key to a fresh start for both their futures and their feelings. Last week, Nina Honeycutt was a professor about to move into a gorgeous new apartment with her long-term boyfriend. Now she's single, unemployed, and living with her parents. Even more surprising is the fact that Quentin Bell, her childhood neighbor, and okay, fine, crush, is also back in town and wants to resume the treasure hunt that ended their friendship almost 2 decades ago. So again, another like Friends to Lovers, Second Chance. Those are really, really big this month. And I'm not big on them, but if you are, there's a lot of them here for you. And so yeah, that is all that I've got today. Hopefully you found some releases that you kind of hadn't heard of or anything. That's kind of my goal for this, is to have a little bit of a mixture of all releases that are pretty popular and ones that aren't as known or as talked about yet. So I will see you guys in another video soon. Bye.